Remember that? We don't want to get sued.
Yeah, I love big corporations though.
Yeah. You know what I love? I. What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say? No, say what you were gonna say.
Yeah, I was about to. So like on my car, I want to fill it with like as much stickers as possible from different companies, and see if I can get like paid like for doing that. Can I do that?
I did. I did a lot of research on that. That's called like it's called like skinning your car. That's not the car. That's not the term. Wrapping.
Wrapping.
And it, I didn't see any kind of like I didn't it didn't seem to do anything, honestly. So they said it's just a scam. All the ones that you could do are scams. So we should just wrap the car in like our shop or something. You know what I mean? Something that sells something that we want. Like some redirect link. Like when domains are squatting, we should create our
Yeah.
own domain squat, right? And squat domains. Domain squatting is hilarious. I say domain squatting is really funny.
Yeah.
All right.
What domain would you want?
I have a lot of domains, and a lot of them have expired. I let my name expire. I let Angry Boy Designs expire. And now
Hmm.
John and Andy is gonna be next. But I don't want it to
Oh.
go. I want to find another person named Andy, and then, eventually kick them off my stream that they started on their account. You know,
How is Andy doing these days?
we have, as a result of stopping the stream, we have no connection anymore. And we have no reason to talk to each other, which I think is symbolic.
I miss his dog a lot.
You miss this dog a lot. So when you laugh, your camera shakes in your room. So just letting you
Yeah,
know.
that's because I have the camera propped up by pillows, so I'm
Right.
on a bed. Look, so if I move, camera moves.
Keep it pro.
Cool, right?
Keep it. They call that keep it going pro.
Going pro.
Going pro, yeah. Going pro.
Going native. What does that mean? Going native.
Don't stop. Stop there. Right? Listen. We're still a part of the economy, Gus. We're not above it. All right. All right. All right. You think you're above the economy, dude? You are not above the economy. Don't you dare. You're writing all these words. You're doing a lot of writing lately. Don't you dare talk about a company. Don't you dare talk about the economy. Don't you dare talk about politics. Don't you dare. You remember how our nation has freedom of speech?
Yeah.
Well, forget it. All right. All right. That's what I want you to forget. All that matters to us is we are a part of this world, this economy, and we have to think about what we say and do because we don't want the economy to turn on us because that
I
would
think
be
it's a
bad.
little late for that. It's a little too late for that.
For it to turn on us? Okay, let's see. There you go. You're being accusatory again. It has not turned on us. We have jobs. All right. Let's be happy that we have jobs. Let's not jeopardize those jobs. All right. Just because every little jerk with a phone or computer can stream on the internet doesn't mean that we get any right to say anything else. Right? This just goes to show you why people on network television said so little before.
Yeah.
Okay? It just goes to show you. You're just getting the lesson. Oh, can you imagine? But they actually had viewers, you know? They really had people watching them. Like, this is literally this has turned into a complete passion project. Complete passion project. All right? It
I'm
doesn't.
trying so hard not to laugh.
You're trying hard not to laugh, so that's bad because by trying hard not to laugh, you're ruining the product that we have. All right. The whole point is that you're supposed to show that we are able to still make each other laugh. The point of the game we just explained in the last episode is that we make each other laugh, and we're very good at it. But now you're saying you're trying not to laugh, and you're blonde, dude, and that's okay. That's different, as long as the economy accepts it. Understand? Keep that economy happy.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been reading a lot of Hayek, dude. And Hayek said this. Yo, keep your job. What is his name? Hayek? Austrian School of Economics is what he said. Stay in school, go to a job, shut up, work, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet, and be thankful you have a job. Because
did it work out for him?
He's told me to do it. I don't know what happened to him. These guys write these books. You never know what happens to them after.
Yeah.
Do you know Heidegger, dude? You read his books, you would never know what he was involved in. And he was involved in some not so savory stuff. Let's not talk about what he was involved in. All right? Because what he's involved in can remove us from the economy. All right? No lawyers. We're in the economy. We're at the will of the market. The market owns us, dude. You and me. All right? You and me.
He wrote Being in Time.
He wrote Being in Time?
Yeah, he did.
That's cool. I'm glad he did that. I have a lot of opinions on that guy, and what I will say is I disavow all of it. All of it. Just all of it. I'm just going to widespread disavow it. This is what we call the master track erase that I was talking about last stream. I was talking to you about this. It's called the master track erase. When you do a master track erase, what you do is that you erase every piece of content a creator has made, even possibly their existence, their birth records, everything, and you destroy it all. So there's no piece of them left. You destroy a piece of content from everything about it. I'm trying to think of a piece of content that would be funny to do that to, but like I said, guess what? I do not want to get in trouble with the market, but Popeye isn't owned by anyone, I think, anymore.
I think I own Popeyes, actually.
Not Popeyes. Popeye. I love Popeyes, by the way. Popeye, what if we erased everything to do with Popeye? Everything we erased is everything about him. It'd be interesting. What if someone erased me?
Like Jimmy Hoffa, right? Wasn't he erased?
You know what? I know nothing about Jimmy Hoffa. Is this going to get us in trouble? Okay, go ahead. Try it. I'll stop you if it gets bad.
He was like a senator or something? No, he was not a senator.
No, he wasn't. I know that much.
No. He was I don't know what he was. He worked for the government.
Let's not make up stuff about people, okay? I love that post stream I literally sent to you the synopsis of the after credits scene to Daredevil, and it was very close to my representation of it.
Yeah. I want to go back and rewatch it.
I do too.
Like the whole movie.
What was crazy was that it's really hard to find just that scene. Like, no matter how much I Googled, it was really hard to find that scene. Like, ridiculously hard. And I couldn't find it. I ended up not finding it. So, we just have to rent the whole movie and just watch it from start to end. But last stream you were saying, dude, I'll just watch that scene. I'll just watch that scene. And I was like, I know these guys, dude. The market, dude, they got that cornered, man. I'm going to erase every piece of content that looks like this. It's got that DMCA takedown all over it. Go for it, dude. DMC take down everything but me. All right? Don't take me down.
Isn't that a band? DMC? Something? DMC?
Run DMCA takedown.
Okay.
So we were saying, what domain do I want? I want to squat a lot of domains. I want all the search engines with an extra vowel. Yeah.
I want Google with like three O's or an extra E or
me too.
Something.
How much money do you think the guy who has Google with 3 O's makes? You think he makes bank, dude? You think he's like, dude? He tells his kids, he's like, dude, I got this, man. You have no idea. You know what I did? I bought Google with 3 O's. And he's like, this is the best investment I've ever made in my life. The Google with 3 O's. And then
this is totally different.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
No, say it. I have nothing to say.
No, I was just gonna say, remember how Facebook you have you can make a link, like your own link.
Yeah.
You type in Facebook.com/
like a personalized link. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were around like when that like day one became a thing, and I had the opportunity to have my link name be Gus, just like the first Gus.
Right.
And I didn't do it. I don't know
why. Why didn't you take it?
Because I liked OMG US better. I thought it was kind of funnier.
It's not. Gus would have been awesome.
Yeah, well,
you're the guy who didn't buy Google with 3 O's, but he had the chance.
Yeah,
and then his kids are like, "Yo, why didn't you buy Google with 3 O's, dude? I'm hungry."
I could have been Google, dude.
You could have been. Yeah, man, that could have been you. I'm really I'm actually a little bit angry at you for not doing that.
I'm a little bit angry at me too.
Yeah.
It was so long ago. It was day one. I saw it. It was clear. It was open. I could have used it.
Right.
Didn't do it.
I don't blame you for not doing it. I mean, I do blame you. I blame you a lot. Here's something. So I listened to your album, Cascading Style Sheets, CSS, and when you told me about it over the phone when I called you about it, and I actually have nothing to say about the album, let me tell you that much, because I'll tell you why I don't have anything to say. It's because of you, right? I mentioned it on the phone to you, right? And you say to me, I'm about to tell you, like, about it, right? I'm like, oh, dude, can I tell everybody about this album, right? Right? And you immediately cut me off, and you know what you do? You say, I don't care. You're like, I don't care what you have to think about this album. I don't really care.
Really?
You said, I don't care, really. Like, I was about to say something, and then you cut me off immediately. It was like, I don't care. I just picked it. I like it. I've been listening to it a lot lately. And I'm like, I just listened to the entire album. I want to say what my opinion is, but you're making it seem like I don't. So in the past couple of weeks, I haven't been sharing my opinions on the chat, and I've just been asking everybody else's, and no one has noticed, which is hilarious. But
oh yeah.
You cut me off so quickly that I actually felt, I was like, dude, what the heck? I spent an hour listening to this guy's music, and this guy and this guy doesn't care. Oh, I'm so angry, right?
Oh,
and
man.
I didn't share what I thought about it. And I was like, okay, whatever. I won't share again what I think about this. I thought the whole point of this was supposed to be you pick something, you share it. But you immediately cut me off. You're like, oh, well, I like it. Whatever. I like it. Whatever. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But
texting or like
no,
in
we were on the phone,
or...
dude. We were on the phone, Gus. When we
oh
when we
man, I apologize.
It just seemed like you were not open to opinions, dude. You know what? I'm reading all of this into what you're saying. You could have not felt like this at all, dude. I could have been just sensitive. But what I saw is you being like just belligerent and not wanting to hear what my opinion was.
Man, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to convey that. I mean, I'm always curious what you think. Like,
right.
It's maybe I was defensive. I don't even remember being on the phone with you.
It felt oddly defensive. I was like, what the heck? I was like, what the why was you do this sometimes where you'll say something and then you'll immediately say something after saying, I don't care what you think. That's what it feels like. You'll convey that feeling. And so, and I'll take it really personally. And obviously it meant nothing to you because you don't even remember saying it. You could have been like, I was just messing with you. I just wanted to make you feel like your opinion didn't matter. So, that's why
I didn't even go that far. I don't even remember being on the phone with you about it.
Yeah, we were. I remember. I was picking up pancakes.
I have like no recollection. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was pretty douchey. I'm sorry.
It wasn't though. Let me tell you why. And I'll tell you why you shouldn't say that word. Don't. Because of the market. All right. All right. Seal has been broken. Because you didn't say any of those things. We never cleared up. I'm just saying I felt that way.
Yeah, I mean, jeez. Uh, it makes me feel bad that I haven't even noticed that you haven't been sharing your thoughts either, because I can't even. I don't. Yeah, I guess you haven't. Yeah, jeez. Well, I mean, okay.
For weeks.
The last album, Weeks. Wow, man, I'm pretty self-absorbed. Like I don't even,
Yeah.
or maybe I don't care deep down. I don't know. Maybe I just don't care.
No. No, I'll tell you something. I used to say that to you, right? I used to say, Gus, you don't care. I was like, you say, sometimes, this is my favorite story from high school. Sometimes I would get on the bus and I'd go home and I'd realize that my friends had planned to my friend asked me to hang out with him and he reminded me of that morning, but I had forgotten, so I went home. And I would say to you, I would get really in your face, Gus. I would say, Gus, that's because you don't care. Because deep down, you don't want to be at that friend's house. You don't want to be there. And it's so not true. That is so... what a annoying thing to say. It's just because I was so hurt by it. That's what it was. It's like I'm hurt by the fact that you would do that. You never did it to me, by the way, which was really nice that you never just up and forgot about it. Probably because we were just talking all the time, nonstop in high school, just all the time, constantly talking. And so I got in your face about it, and I was like, you don't care. But let me tell you the truth of the matter about that. People do a lot of things where they don't like. Okay, let's break this down. So just because I don't do something doesn't mean I didn't want to do that to begin with. All right. Okay, like there's a lot of things. All right. Oh my God. Like I wish my room was clean. That means deep down you hate your room. You wish it was dirty. You want it to be that way. It's like, no, my brain messed up. I want it because now at night my room's a mess. Right?
Is your room messy?
Oh, yes. I would show you, but I work so hard for these angles. I'm so
yeah.
scared.
I'm like trying to stay stiff. I'm like trying to stay as stiff as possible.
You look like you're in a constant earthquake, Gus. Just every time you talk, it just shakes the world. Please don't do that. Please, you're scaring me. Please. But it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. It really doesn't mean that. It's like, oh, you find out that you hurt one of your friends. How many friends don't talk to me anymore? A lot, all right? And it's like, oh, if I knew sending that one message, clicking send on that next message was going to mean this friend wouldn't talk to me anymore, I probably wouldn't send that message, right? Right? It's not deep down that I really wanted them to not be my friend anymore. It's like maybe I might justify it later. Like, oh, I never wanted that guy to be my friend to begin with. Later, crying in the corner. You know, you probably do care about my opinions. You might forget to ask because you're just, you just might be a little flighty, dude. People.
Oh, yeah.
All right, like I wanted to get straight A's in college, didn't. I wanted to get straight A's my entire life, couldn't. I got straight A's one time in my life. One marking period of 6th grade. All my life, my family had told me, you better get straight A's or else you're going to die in a ditch. All my life. All my life. Because I would cry. In high school, junior year, I would cry. I'd be like, oh my God, they're going to fail me. Oh, man. You don't think I wanted that?
Yeah, they're tough on you.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You have no idea. Actually, you have every idea, because we both know each other's families very well. But they were like, you're gonna be a failure, and you are currently on the path to failure because you've only gotten straight A's once. Well, 3rd marking period of 6th grade. That is a true fact. I only got it one time, Gus. One time. I've gotten all A's but one B.
Wow.
But that's what they want. You don't think I wanted straight A's?
I got 3 100s once. That's pretty cool.
What does that mean? 3 100s.
Like A plus. I don't know, whatever that is.
3 A
On
pluses.
a
Okay.
report card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was the most you've gotten.
I've gotten straight A's before.
Okay, see, there you go. I haven't. I got it one time in 6th grade. So I wanted to do that, but I didn't. But there's even deeper things, because like those are things people want for me, right? And I'm just sad that I can't appease them, right? But there's other things though. There's other things. There's like, I really wish I was this, and I was like, oh wait, I didn't do that, But it doesn't mean you're a bad person. There's other really good examples of it, like. But I don't know. What do you think? You think you don't care deep down? You could say it.
No, I mean, I'm always curious about like your thoughts, especially, I mean, even pulling my own ego into this, like it's an album I chose. Like there's even more reason why I'd want to hear thoughts. And like, it's too bad I haven't noticed that you haven't been giving any. Like, I did participate too much, or really at all, with the last album, and I felt less bad because it was EH's, because he's been pretty absent.
Truth.
So I'm like, whatever.
I'm up too. Yep. Go ahead. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you didn't feel that bad? Because
I didn't
right?
feel it.
Right.
Yeah. But in general, I think I try and make a more concerted effort when it's your album.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just because, I don't know, like, I just care more about you.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down to.
Yeah. I really... yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue.
No, I can't even... Here's the thing, though. Like, I can't even remember what the last... Okay, I remember the last pick, but before that, I don't remember really what the picks were. Like, so, I can't even remember, let alone, like, what your thoughts were. I can't even remember what the albums were, or like who picked them, or like who picked what, or what came before me. Like, even I can't even remember what I picked last. Honestly, like, I think, I don't know. I just forget. Like, information just comes in and then just goes out, and I'm not sure. Like, on like, maybe on a macro level, I'm like learning about you guys and like your picks and like what you like and what you dislike. But like really kind of like zoning in, like album to album, I kind of just comes and goes. I just kind of forget.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all.
So that's really funny. It's funny because as you were saying that, I was remembering the picks that, like, I didn't remember what the last pick was until you kept saying I don't remember what the last pick was, and you said it like a third time, and I was like, oh, it just popped in my brain. Shy Guy on Life, Future. Then before that, Coastal. Yeah. Field.
Oh,
Nice.
Coastal.
Field Nice.
Yeah.
And then before that, your album, Black Flag, Damaged. And then before that was Stevie Wonder, Keys in the Song of Life. It's all hitting me now. Like, it's all slowly coming back to me as I'm doing it. But yeah, that's really interesting that you say that, because it's like I think I remember everybody's opinion a lot, and I really do value everybody's opinion, and I honestly get really frustrated when people don't share their opinion. It really actually gets me like really angry, because it's like, what's the point of doing this? Like, how do I know you even listened? You know what I mean? Like, what you're showing me is that you're not showing your work, right? You're just saying I did it, right? And it's like, all right, maybe you used a calculator, all right? Like I want to know that you listened, right? Like, even if it's just like that song in the middle was weird. Okay, at least I know that you've listened so far. When it was just me and you, I'll be honest, I was far more honest about and I was more, I don't want to use the word liberal, but that is such a charged word. Liberal about my picks. though. I was more free about my picks, and I was just going. But so that period of time, I was just kind of like, whoa, 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 boom, 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 boom. And I don't necessarily that time was a lot of fun when everybody just gave up on it. And but there's nothing wrong. But like it's better that people are back, because now I'm like forced to like I feel like I get less self-absorbed. All right, this is why, right? Because when it's just you and me, because I feel like I get really self-absorbed, because even when it's just you and me, together, like maybe I'm just wrapped up in both our heads, and I'm really wrapped up in my own head because you're such a good listener, right? And so it's like, oh, maybe that's not such a good idea all the time. Like I should hear picks from other people, because these people actually like a lot of different music. So just throw something at me, that's different, and honestly, it was fun, and we embraced it when it was the two of us, and now it's not anymore. But we embraced it, right? Like, so, and who knows? It could go back to that anytime. Like, they could give up. It's not easy just following up every week and making sure that a lot of people forget. You know what I mean? They just stop doing it. People do that all the time in life. Yeah. So, and you could even feel that for yourself. That happening to you. Right. But so it's like, but it's really interesting that you say that. It's like that you didn't realize it, but you want to. That's disgusting.
I told you I drank 2 energy drinks.
Which
kinds?
Like
my heart was like.
What kinds? But B is like, yeah. What kinds? But don't tell your opinions of them.
Okay.
Because what if they're sponsors, dude? I'm in, dude. I can't sleep for weeks after having an energy drink, but I'm in.
I had a Red Bull yellow drink. It's called a yellow drink.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
That's
passion
weird.
fruit.
Okay. Not weird. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It tasted. Yeah, I was gonna say it tasted good. I mean, yeah. Anyway, after that, immediately I drank like a tall can of Rockstar sugar-free something or other.
Mm-hmm.
I drank that. It was a drink. And, I was pretty wired for a while. And, it was hard to concentrate,
Extremely hard to concentrate.
But that's my own fault. Yeah. And then I wanted to, like, just pass out for, like, 45 minutes. And I just had to sit still. And so, like, now I feel like, I don't know, kind of, like, exhausted from it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if that's the crash. Like,
you seem
but,
very
like,
low energy right now.
What did you say?
You seem like a low energy. I'm starting to think that you're the low energy guy in the group.
Oh man, yeah, that's because I drank 2 energy drinks and came off it, and my heart was just working overtime. And now I'm trying not to laugh or move, so I'm pretty stiff.
No, definitely
and I'm
laugh.
balancing everything on pillows.
It's better to laugh and let it out and talk and be animated than it is for it to be a shaky camera sometimes. I don't care. But it's good to try to aim for good video, but priority 1 is content, priority 2 is that. So.
Okay. Well, let's see if that helps. Yeah, it was just energy drinks are hard on me. It was not a good idea.
Yeah, you seem like you're way less energy than you were last week, which is why the show was worse this week. It's definitely worse. I'm less funny. What can I say? Wow, what am I gonna do about that? I mean, I used up all my jokes. I don't have any other jokes about doing a stream. Probably shouldn't be doing a stream. What?
You didn't write any jokes? You didn't write any material?
I have a joke for you. Let me see if I have any jokes for you. No. I have 3 friends. That's not too many. I'm 30. I've lived 30 years. Why do I only have three friends?
What were you reading off of? I couldn't see what you were reading off of.
I was reading off my phone, where I take a lot of notes off my phone.
Why'd
So
you show it like diagonal like that?
what?
You showed it like on a weird like angle. Like you showed me the side of your phone.
I don't want to show you the front. That's weird. You're weirding me out right now,
Oh,
dude.
it's Rockstar, you know.
It's yeah, you're so low energy, dude. It's funny that I love that that's an insult. Low energy, right? It's like
Yeah,
really offensive. It's like you're low energy right now. It's like you seem
yeah.
low energy. I do take offense to, like, I don't know, maybe somebody saying, "Oh, you seem tired." And when I don't feel tired, that actually might make me angry.
Yeah, I just feel like I ran a marathon, like, but not my body, just my heart
Right.
part. You know, you
Yeah,
know what I mean.
yeah,
You know when your heart feels like lightning.
why'd you do that before our stream?
I don't know. I didn't think about it. I literally like saw it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna drink this now.
Um, that's hilarious. It's really funny, actually. I like that. I like that. I like that. That's funny. It's bad for us, but it's funny. What was I gonna say? So we could talk about. So that hurt me. What else hurt me? Um, um, what else hurt me? I don't know. I. So you So okay, this is something I want to know about. So you're saying that you sometimes you want to know something. Let's just stay down this topic, all right, and not make any jokes and stuff because nobody's watching anyway, and who cares? Um, but we can't sit around here and make fun of our friends because it's on the internet and it's live, but it's not on Facebook, which is really good because none of them could
That's
definitely
better.
see it. Definitely. Because none of them follow any of my other media channels, which is fine. Which is fine. Um, you care about my opinion. You care about your other friends' opinions. But you care about mine more, you're saying, and that matters to you. Why are there... Huh. I wonder if there's parts of my life where I'm not realizing. I think I feel that way. I feel like I feel self-absorbed. I feel like I talk too much a lot, and I definitely do. But it's fine. Whatever. It stops dead air on here. Um, because obviously this matters so much. I feel like I hmm, I don't
Sounds like
like
you
it
don't know.
when I catch myself talking too much.
Okay.
It sounds like Gus is low energy, so I got to do a lot of the talking. So let me try here to figure this out.
Actually, could I ask you something?
You may, please. That would really help because I'm going for words here.
Okay. Why do you feel a need that you have to like compensate for like low energy?
Oh, why do I
I mean
want?
it.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Why do I want
Like
this to
not
be
e-
good?
No, I mean like not even in this context, but even outside of this, I've noticed that you've even said to yourself that like silence makes you uncomfortable. Like why do you think you feel a need to like compensate for it,
Hmm.
like for the silence?
Hmm. I feel like I'm bored. That's what it, so that's what it what it is. I don't think silence is always bad necessarily. If there's something in the air or something, some vibe going. I think that you heard me say that before, and I don't necessarily know if I feel that way all the time. Silence is not
Hmm.
necessarily bad. I'd rather people be silent than say things that are just not interesting. you know?
Yeah.
Or just like not anything. It's like you don't have to be interesting, but you could be honest, right? Or you could say something, I don't know, or you could be interested, right? Or anything. Interested. You could be interesting, you could be funny, you could try to be funny, at least try to be funny. I think
Yeah.
that you're talking about a John that was like 5 years ago, and like that John is like kind of like I've worked really hard on that guy. I mean, I meditate daily, so I mean, if that means anything to you, that would mean that I actually find I'm a little offended that you just said that just now. That's I am like physically offended. Like so, I'm like, oh my god, what? What'd you say to me? I'm low energy. Oh, I gotta fill in all the blanks. No. Uh, I don't mind silence as long as it's not stupid silence, and you know, I don't always feel the need anymore. I feel like that was like oh, everything needs to be heightened, everything needs to I think before, okay, see, here's what it is. I think before the John that you were talking about before, which I'm really sad that you still think I'm that person. It makes me sad as a person to think that you think I'm that person deeply, but it's okay. You're on the phone with me still.
Well, I mean, you just said it. Like you just said, I feel like I have to compensate for the silence.
Well, we're on
so
stream, right? Doesn't that make sense? I want the stream to be good, and dead air is not usually good. On the radio, they say that. Is it not?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I was asking. Like,
so I think before what it was is that I really needed people to like me. That was it, right? Number one, I needed people to like me. Now I realize there's no hope for that. Then, and I think that another was that I was bored. So, but I think it goes both ways. I think, but it's a good question though. Why would I do that? That's annoying. Shut up, dude. Like sometimes things could be quiet. But I think I really had the need for people to like me back then. But I think that's like lessened over time, which is kind of cool because I realized that like people like will forget you over time anyway.
yeah, I mean, I feel like I used to kind of try hard to like not care because I thought it was like part of my identity, you know, and so I like clung to any sort of identity
Right. That makes
that
sense.
I had. And then like going outside of that, like would feel uncomfortable,
Right.
like because other people made it so that I would feel uncomfortable. I mean, not even to their fault, but just by nature of like, okay, I'm used to this person this way. They just kind of fit you in, like they slot you in somewhere.
Right.
And so you always feel like you have to navigate like within that space.
Right. Those parameters.
Yeah. So
Which is kind of annoying, right? Because you
I
can
don't
never
know.
grow as a person, right? Because people will just always have these expectations of you, and you want to make them happy. And really, it's your fault, right? And my fault too. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right. Right. It's my fault. It's your fault. It's our faults. It's our fault. Jocko Willink, right? He's like, it's your fault, dude. Like, you take ownership of that. And it is. It is our fault. It's weird to me that your blonde hair has just become a part of reality, and I literally am not thinking about it right anymore. I'm just like talking to you about our identities right now and our identity crisis and going into the 30s because you're hitting it really soon, right?
Yeah,
And
my birthday's coming up.
it is. It is. And your blonde hair is just like it's there. It's there. Okay. But isn't that funny? Like, okay, here's another thing. Okay, so we're really comfortable with each other, right? Like if I start acting different, like you wouldn't really say anything to me. Like you'd be like, oh, like that's probably why you're saying like, oh, John, you need to fill silence because that's something I've said before that I felt the need to do that. But I have never stated later like, oh no, I love silence. I love it so much. I don't say that. I haven't said that to you actively.
Yeah.
So, but like, so we could both change around each other and be different people. Like, oh, suddenly I'm Gus and I like poetry. That's who I am. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. But like, I think that goes on with a good friendship. I think is just kind of just like being like, oh, like it seems a little self-absorbed that I haven't really. It's just like it's like oh, Gus felt like changing his hair color. We could talk at length about it, I'm sure. Like we could delve into the Rum Diaries, but do we? I don't really want to. Maybe we'll go there later, but we're not there now, and so who cares? So
Yeah.
like I really want to hear more about this idea that Gus felt like the need to be this person who doesn't care, and that people and people had an expectation from. So can you tell me this? What did people do around you, I guess generally speaking, without saying people's full names, like before when we've had people on this where they said people's full flippin' names on here, and it's God, just drove me nuts. Um, so what have people done when you've tried to be not that person who's like who cares, not that apathetic person? Because and to push that away, and maybe if I've done it, I don't know, put me down. Put me. I don't care. Tell me. But I feel like I would let you more than most.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty open to stuff. I mean, like, I feel like it's all in the small things. It's not like this like these like big like
Absolutely. Yes.
oh
Yep. I agree 100%.
it's all in the
Yeah,
small
yeah.
things.
Yes. That's what everything's
Like
become in
here,
this. God.
no, go ahead.
No, you're right. That's what everything has turned into now. Like if someone doesn't like you, they're gonna do it all in the small things. No one says exactly why they don't like you. If they're gonna be like treat you a different way because you're this, you're that, they're just gonna do it in the most subtle ways possible. And then, So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No.
It's actually
I was just gonna
insidious
mention, like,
and disgusting. So. Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like I've been wearing Vans for a long time, right?
Mhm.
And then this past year, I bought Converse, right? I bought like a pair of Converse,
I didn't even notice.
and like,
God damn. Yeah.
and then someone's like, I would hear like, oh, that's not you, literally, like verbatim, like that's not you. That's like, and it's just like, it's not off-putting, but like, because I'm like mature enough at this point to know
Right.
like I can own this. It's fine. Like it's shoes. Like but like little things could pile up,
They
like
do all the time.
all the time, and you don't even like realize it. Like
It
it's
irks
just,
them.
yeah, or like you pick up on it, and then you just kind of have to like let it go, because like you have to be like strong enough to know like who you are and what you're doing and why you're doing it. And it's just like people just have a tendency to just kind of, I don't know, like just it's hard to put into words because it's not,
So hard.
sometimes it's not insidious,
Right.
like sometimes it's not malicious, and it's just like,
But it's annoying though.
it is annoying.
It's a negative.
It is like,
It's a negative.
because you're being vulnerable.
Right.
Like even if it's just shoes,
Right.
or if it's like a shirt, like
Right.
like
Oh my God, a shirt.
a shirt.
Literally a
Right?
shirt. A shirt, dude. Do you think I wear this Dragon Ball Z shirt everywhere? I totally don't. I choose actively not to wear the shirt in public constantly. If I knew I'm in a certain social situation where it's going to be like charged or something that I'm wearing a Dragon Ball Z shirt and they don't get it because they don't get cartoons, which is like a lot of people. Cartoons? Like you like cartoons? Like that's a part of your identity? It's like, dude, whatever, dude. Like honestly, I don't even want to hear it. Like I don't even want, like what I don't want is honestly the lack of response to it. It's like if I was wearing anything else, you'd respond to it, but you just think that I'm just like you have no response to it, and that's actually worse to me because it's like because I care about you and you know me and you have nothing to say about whatever the shirt that I wear. So I don't wear the Dragon Ball Z shirt all the time. I actively put it away
That's
all
fair.
the time. Yeah, why would I? Why would I wear this shirt? I don't care. Like you don't care. Like I do that all the time. Bands, like this, like that. Like I just don't want to comment. Like because I know that comment is gonna be like kind of stupid and not interesting and not interested or stuff like that, it just I don't know. I do it all the time, and it's like who cares what they think? You should just obviously express yourself, and you should just wear whatever you want to wear, whatever, but that's how it feels, and that's why I don't choose to wear a shirt all the time that has this shirt color. But I don't know. But
I mean, even socks. Like I remember one of our friends, starts with an M, is like, well, you look like a hipster in those socks. Socks, dude. Like, who cares? Like, socks. It's just, I mean, and it's not even like, there isn't even enough fodder to make fun of someone for socks, really. But like, it's just, I don't know. It's like, if you're not careful, I think the lesson is if you're not careful, you could like slip in to like this, I don't know, like defensive mode, like me, like I don't care, I don't care. Like, oh, I got those socks, I don't care. But like, you gotta watch
It's
yourself.
defensive. That's true. That's definitely
I,
defensive. I do it all the time. Yeah.
yeah, like I think you have to watch yourself because you know, if you're like on guard all the time and you don't know it, I mean, that's just gonna build up stress. You know, like
Right.
it just, yeah, it's stupid. Like even the hair, just to mention the hair. Like my
Go for
mom
it.
saw it and she's like, oh, where'd my son go? Kind of thing. Like
Mhm.
it, you know what I mean? Like it's okay, cool. Like I'm just trying something out. Like it's not a big deal. Like you
Right.
don't have to like it, but to just like dismiss it entirely, like oh, like you're not the same, or like it, I don't know. There's like people should be more encouraging. I think
Me too.
like
Of growth.
you can offer criticism, but just be encouraging, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Like we make fun of people all the time,
All the
and
time.
like I like to joke all the time,
All the time.
and but like at the end of the day, I don't really like putting people down.
That's why we do
You
that
know, for any
alone
reason.
in private, not on a stream. Right.
There's a difference, you
Mhm.
know.
Mhm. Because we know we're
And,
joking, right? And we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, right? And that's how we are, right? And when we're with other friends that are able to work on that level, there's a few friends who could work on that comic level, like we're just joking. Everybody's saying nobody's meaning anything that they're saying in the room. We're just saying things, but yeah,
I'd rather like be propping people up, you
agreed,
know. Like
agreed. Yes, yes, agreed.
it feels 1,000 times better to me. Like it just, uh, yeah. I mean, and again, it doesn't mean you have to be like you have to like everything they do or anything.
Right.
I mean, but it's just, yeah. I don't know. Like to stifle yourself, it's not a way to live. I
No.
think. Like it makes me sad that you have to actively think about wearing that Toriyama shirt. You know, like
Right. I do it
the
all the
Dragon
time.
Ball Z shirt. Like it
Yeah.
sucks. Like I mean, that's like a you know like a 1% effort your brain makes. Like oh, let me take another shirt. Like that's too
Right.
bad. It's just and it's just one shirt, but I'm sure it's like a
And
million. Like
things.
not a million, but like it's a
It is.
hundred things. You
It's a
know.
hundred things. It's actually the shirt is like just the very surface level of it, right? Like when you go deep down, like you realize what like there's actually a lot of things, right? You know, that you don't say out loud, right? But it's just like it's interesting to me, like to like you know, like woe is me. I don't wear my Dragon Ball Z shirt, and like it's too bad that I'm thinking about it. Like just exercise that from your brain. Like I gotta figure out a way to get it out. Just stop thinking about it, John. Like who cares, dude? Like we gotta move on. And I've kind of done that by just I wear white shirts, white plain tees all the time, almost all the time now. But it's summer.
Yeah.
It's so hot that I'm just like I gotta switch to tank tops. And
Oh, okay.
it's so hot. So I'm trying my best to stay. I tried to keep that through the summer, like the white tees, but I couldn't. But more interestingly enough, like I've noticed that like me and you, like our interests have evolved over time, right? Like you like things like I'm learning about you. I'm learning. I'm still learning about the Gus that you are now, right? And I think we're both learning about each other still, and I think we both always should work hard at making sure we know the persons that we are now and not just estimate who we were because like it's like I always want to hear more about like this part of you that's like working on poetry, that's going to readings, that's doing this, that's doing that, what you're doing outside of like what me and you do together, right? Like that's really important to me, like very deeply, because I'm like Gus is this person like and he's like a really he's like, you know, he's super multifaceted, and he's has these interests, and one of those interests is writing, and one something that's really important to him is poetry, and something that's very important to him is literature. And I mean, and what was your other project? I always forget the third project. It was the short stories, it's the poetry, and then one more project that you wanted to do. What was
And
it?
some music, little EP thing.
Oh, the EP you wanted to make. Okay. I think it was less
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
out there, like so my brain is like just kept for. See, I wanted to remember that, right? I guess I didn't. I guess I don't care about you, right?
Yeah, I guess you don't
I
care.
guess I don't care. So it's an EP, and you've wrote it. You're singing on it, and like it's a little crazy to me because there was a time when you were like, oh, dude, like, you know, like oh, John, like you give voice to all my work, like you like it's like oh wow, like oh well, no, he wants to do this on his own. I mean that's really cool. Like hands off, like I don't really make music really without you, really, but like I know making music is something really important to you because I know I've heard like you've go into like different programs and you make stuff and you work on your stuff and you've recorded stuff on your own before, but now you're singing on your own and all that stuff, and it's like whoa, this is kind of crazy and a little bit like oh, is there any need for me anymore in this world? But to make it about myself, but like it's not about me. Obviously I don't care, and obviously I really care about you completing those projects, and it's interesting to me that those matter to you so much, and it's like I should know that, like that you want to do all that stuff. Like I want to know all that stuff. I want to know everything outside of like this one facet of Gus, because I feel like I'm just going to learn by learning about that stuff. I feel like I learn about, I don't know, by learning, the more I learn about other people who are really honest with me, like really honest, the more I feel like I can learn about myself. That's why I like the opinions of the in the album chat, because when you're honest, you're like, maybe I don't know. Like you can say in the chat, like, I don't know. Sometimes I listen to album like, I don't know how I feel about this. You could say like, you could just, if someone just says that, that feeling is just like, maybe I'm not alone. Like I'm just not alone in feeling like I can't find the opinion. It's not coming to me. I can't think about what I have to say about this. I'm not sure if I have anything to say. What do you have to say? And then you say, oh, well, actually this, and this. And I'm like, oh, you actually articulate it because you thought about it longer, or you came at it from this angle. And then it's like, oh, now you help me. So in so many ways, honest feedback and honest conversation and honest communication, and like is really useful and like really good. So I really want to know, and like we really have to work hard to like make sure we're keeping up with each other. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and keeping up with, and just goes back to communication, like what we talked about all those weeks back when we are like, dude, we just gotta call each other more and just like riff on the phone and just be like, dude, how are you? Who are you? That's like, who are
Yeah,
you?
we've
Like,
been
what?
doing better too.
Yeah, we are. We have been doing better, and we just got to keep it up. You can never forget. It's
Yeah.
just like sweeping that floor, like I mentioned with the ego, because you got to sweep that ego to the side and forget about yourself for a minute and just remember about your friendships and stuff, and remember your friends and stuff, and remember like a very special friendship, I think, which is ours. So,
Yeah,
which is
that's worth keeping tabs on.
yeah, especially because you know it's harder because you're not in school, you're not in this, you got to work at it, you really got to do that 1 second of thought. You're like, okay, you know, I'm just gonna try to call him. I don't care where he is, I don't care what he's doing, I'm just gonna call him. I don't care where they are. I just pick up the phone, hit dial, it rings,
Like the old days.
like the
The
old
old
days,
days, you know?
and not care where they are and what they're doing, and not text it and not this and that, because you know, just like the old days, just like we used to, just hit the dial, and if they don't pick up, they don't pick up. Who cares?
Yeah. People take it personally.
It's
Like something is wrong.
it's like pick up. It's like maybe he's in the middle of something. Maybe he just wants to be focused right now. But I think that, more interestingly enough, it's interesting to me that you want to complete these projects and they're really important to you, and yeah, you know, it's funny how much we've changed, because those projects maybe weren't projects that we would have had 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Let's say 10. Yeah.
Yeah, you could go as far as 10.
Not
I
at
say
all.
10. Yeah. Maybe 5, but 10, you know, and you're like, you know, you told me the other day, like when I said I wanted to do NaNoWriMo, you're like, what? You want to write 50,000 words? Because I remember you saying you don't like to write, and I didn't before. And I'm working at it. And
Yeah.
I've been doing my best to try to work at it. And it's been something that, I don't know, is more important to me as the days go by, because I've kind of found a way into it. Because you talk about these poems. Who was the poet that kind of got you into poetry stuff?
Oh, Bukowski, Charles Bukowski.
Oh, Bukowski.
Just because
God.
yeah, go ahead.
Mark Manson talks about him a lot in The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Shy Guy.
Oh, does he? Oh,
He
that's
opens the
interesting.
book with it. Yeah, he's like, this guy is the anti, what you think is the anti version of what a self help book should model themselves after. But we're going to.
That's funny.
Yeah, he is funny.
Uh,
He's a good writer.
it's it's just Bukowski. The way he writes is just like so free verse and just could be about anything, like a feeling, a little story. Like it kind of like broke the mold for me, like where things aren't like soliloquies and stuff. Like, and it just like really captured me. Like it made a lot of sense. And I remember just picking it up randomly at a Barnes and Noble, and I was killing time, and I just grabbed one of his books, and I read so much of it. Like, and I only had like an hour to kill,
Mhm.
but like I got through much of the book, and like, because it's just these quick things, you know. Like he doesn't like stay on a thought for too long. You know, there's nothing that's over 2 pages.
Right.
So like I just really value that. Like what you said, like WarioWare. It's just like, okay, they
Yeah.
present you with a mini game, then the next one, then the next one.
Right.
And it seems like it'd be manic. And you know, in WarioWare,
It
sure,
is.
it's manic.
Yeah, because it's just
But
because of the timing in that game. Yeah.
yeah. But in like this format, like it's not TV. It's not like it just doesn't keep going.
Right.
I can stop and like reflect on a page for as long as I need to.
Like Metroid or
And
something.
yeah. So you take your time with it, and like you really kind of like absorb the material better. And you know, not even an audiobook can do that. You have to like pause it.
Agreed.
You have to stop the experience.
Agreed.
Um, so in that way, it's different. It's like, it just gives you like, I don't know, a sense of like it's yours. It's like it's in this
Mhm.
moment,
Mhm.
and like you can manipulate it however you wish. You know, like it's
Mhm.
like, and there's just no media that's been more powerful than that for me. Like I think like you
Poetry.
like your own imagination. Yeah,
Mhm.
poetry. I was just talking about like written work in
Written work.
general.
Okay, written work. Yes. Okay, written work that you're reading. Okay.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, no, Bukowski. He's just like, I don't know if I can't say the P word, right? I'm not, whatever.
Don't.
He like, he just, it's like, I don't know. It's funny and it's poignant, but it's feels very modern, and it feels very, like applicable is a strong word, but just feels just kind of fresh. Just feels like maybe like some college kid wrote it, like some really smart college kid or something.
Mhm.
Like, even when he's like a jaded old man writing about death or old age or whatever, it
Mhm.
just there's like a freshness to it. There's like you just send me something, like you just like texted me something, and it's just like a blip,
Right.
and it could be like insightful, or it could be funny,
Mhm.
or it could be like gut wrenching, or just an observation.
Right.
Um, and it just really clicked with me. And then I read like 3 more books, and I was like hooked. It was just like, damn, this guy, it's awesome. You don't always have to know what he's talking about, but all I really care about is like the feeling I have, you know, like it doesn't. It's not like I'm following, um, like a sitcom or something. Like, here's the plot, here's themes, here's symbolism, allegory, whatever. Like, it's so short. It's like so succinct
Mhm.
that like 100 different people might have 100 different interpretations, and like that's to me, it's kind of like the whole point. You
Mhm.
just take away what you want. Like I said, it's yours. It's like it feels like you just make it your own. So I don't know. It's a very visceral experience, I guess. Yeah.
In there's two things I want to touch on with that, with what you said. First of all, you were getting to this thing about writing be the most powerful thing for you, one of the most powerful medium for you when it comes to art, right? And number two, what was it? Dang it, I missed that one. I forgot, but it kind of when you talk about this was an earlier point. This wasn't my second point, but it just kind of reminds me about how when you showed me "Damaged" by Black Flag and like what that meant to me, and I was like, wow, music could sound kind of really bad and it'd still be really kind of cool. And maybe I don't want to listen to it all the time, and maybe never. Maybe almost never. But when I did have to listen to it, like I was like, wow, I have to listen to this, but this is kind of cool. This is pretty raw. And like it reminds me of some of the riffs that you would come up with when you would work in FL Studios with and you'd make the different use the plugins to make the different sounds, and you'd get like that really rough, like when it reminds me of like all those riffs you'd come up with, and I'm like, oh, this reminds me of the riffs, and the way he's kind of talking is kind of like the way I would talk when we were making that early FAWM flam, you know, and it was really interesting. But that's with but you. That same feeling to me is like, oh, look at this. Look at the written word. And like, look at this guy, Bukowski. You're saying that it's really different. It's really like open, and it's short. It's not like kind of heady or anything. Like almost like you said, like, I can understand it, and anybody can understand it. So that's really interesting to me. That's really and the way you describe it, like sometimes you say that the way you make it sounds really punk. So. It sounds cool. I like that. Because that's awesome. It sounds like anarchic and kind of fun and just like visceral. These are all words that I would describe great hardcore as. So.
Yeah. And like, what time do you even waste if you hate it? Like, you read 5 poems. It'll take you 5 minutes.
None.
Less. Like okay, I wasted time, but you might come out of it with like a little nugget of an idea or nothing or whatever, and just at least you didn't like sit and watch like 7 seasons of something,
right?
And come out like, oh, that was lackluster. But
exactly.
How many hours did you spend?
How many hours did you spend? That's such a great point, dude. How many times have you done that? Like run through an anime? Oh my god! And like that was me in high school. Like I haven't legit watched like an anime on my own in like a really long time, other than One Punch Man. That was really awesome. That was because you suggested it, and it was really short, and so I was like, okay, I don't know, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And I'm sure there's other shows that I'd be willing to do that with again, but it's just like I spent all this time in anime John mode that like it's just like I'll look at a painting, but or maybe like that's in that style that or something, But I'd rather probably look at a picture book, a painting book, for a couple hours. I'd probably rather look at a painting book for a couple hours of various artists, like concept art, of game art or something. Or maybe just art, maybe just art that really, I don't know. You just look at it and it's gone, right? That's what I feel. Everything you're describing reminds me of why I love the illustration so much and why I wanted to go and get into drawing and all that stuff. And then I realized I was just terrible. And it's not something I had practiced nearly enough in my life to pursue as like kind of a main source of expression, because I'm so frustrated that I can't get what I need out. But at least with writing, I'm a lot closer.
You're really good at it.
Closer. At writing?
You're very good at writing. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You really think that? That really means a lot to me, dude. Wow.
Yeah. It's like you're a tremendous writer. Like it just, I don't know. It's like it flows like stream of conscious, but not like crap. Not like crap stream. It's like a full, healthy river stream of good consciousness. Like, and it's like rapid fire. It's like, and I don't know. It's like there's like an eloquence to it, like the way you write. Just like, I don't know. It's not like, it doesn't feel sloppy, I guess. Like when you try, like when you like.
When I try.
When you like, yeah, when you're like saying something of value and you have like more than 45 seconds to like say something, like it comes out really, really nicely, I think.
That means a lot.
I mean,
Why do you say that? What makes you say that? What have I done enough writing that could justify this high praise? I appreciate it though. It means a lot to me. I don't want it to get to my head, but it means a lot to me though. I mean, it really means a lot coming from you who reads so much more than me, and has been reading for so much longer than me. But what makes you say that? Like, what have I done even, dude? Like, I've done nothing.
Like, you speak with clarity. Like you text with clarity. Like
I try to. I try really hard to text with clarity. I try it shows. Freaking hard to text with clarity. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. And sometimes I erase and then I rewrite and I erase and rewrite. Yeah. It's drafts.
That's good. I gotta do that more. Like, I don't proofread anything. Like,
I'm self-conscious.
That's
probably why. No, I really want to be understood, and I'm trying really hard to be understood, and that's why I used to for the past year I've been complaining about not having, like, for the past 5 years or whatever, however long it's been that my friend count has gone like low to you being the only person that I really call and talk to. And I used to complain about it all the time, but I'm like, you know what, it just that takes away, like, they take away, it just. I saw this great YouTube video about it. I wanted about why it's actually good to have less friends. Like why it's good to have a phase of your life where you have very little friends, and like not to zoom forward and try to make a bunch of friends going forward. It's a great video. I'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
It's really interesting to me, that whole concept, because I've been thinking about it a lot, and it's been actually very helpful. Only talking to very few people lately because I have more time to write and read. So there you go. And BS, but also writing and practice that. Because why do I have to text people all the time, Gus? Like, why do I have to sit all the time like trying to text everybody and like while I know they're not listening? I just explained to you that I'm not willing to wear my Dragon Ball Z shirt when I go places because I know people are not gonna freaking understand me. So why would I waste my time messaging all these people and trying to be their friends if I'm like, you know what, dude, you're not listening to me. So you know what, forget you, dude. I'm just gonna go here and I'm gonna work really hard on trying to communicate like what I feel like or whatever I want to say, and I'm gonna really work hard to express myself. I'm gonna work so hard to express myself, right? And forget it, dude. Like, I could waste my time. I could look at all this blue in my text messages. I could just sit there on my phone and just look at blue on top of blue because you just ignored everything I've said. And then you'll message me on my birthday and you'll be like, oh, I can't believe, like, I'm sorry, I'm really bad at staying in touch, but like, happy 30th. It's like, no, dude, just don't text me at all. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Guess what? Like, you've forgotten me, and I see the blue, and I've seen how much you've ignored me, dude. People have ignored everything I've said for, like, I feel so ignored sometimes, and it really just gets me so angry. It's like, and it's like, you know what, like, dude, like, you're not listening to me, so why am I talking? What's the point?
Yeah.
I might as well work on communicating myself better another way.
It's funny because I think that's a pretty universal feeling. Like, going back to me feeling like in a compartment.
Yes.
And like just staying quiet.
Right.
It's like, okay, my friends don't really respect me.
Right.
I
wish they didn't.
No, they didn't.
Right.
And it's
same for me.
It's funny looking.
It's funny. John Scatterbrained. Gus doesn't care. And we probably both perpetuated those stereotypes about each other.
Yeah,
jokingly or whatever, and it's okay that it was jokingly, because at least we were joking and we're being funny. They probably weren't being funny. They were just probably complaining.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And so you just get stuck in that mold, and you don't even realize it.
You do.
Especially me, I don't realize anything, like, until it's too late. So, like, it's especially hard for me. I'm not, like, very aware a lot of times. And so, I'll feel, like, frustration, and I'll be like, no, wait, why am I frustrated? Like I don't understand this. Like,
Right.
and then like you like rewind, and you're like, oh, okay, I didn't really have a voice. Okay, that makes sense. I don't feel like I'm being heard, you know, or like people really care, you know. Like,
That
okay, people think I'm funny. People
okay.
thought I was funny. Cool.
Cool.
Partially because I was being mean. It's like an ego thing you hang on to.
Right.
All right. And but like I it felt like gimmicky. Like I'm just like this gimmick or like a
Right.
novelty kind of thing.
Literally
Like,
a novelty. Both of us.
yeah. And so because you know all I had was a shred of ego, I'm trying to hold on to it. So I'm upping myself. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be funnier tomorrow. I'm gonna be even funnier the next day. I'm gonna be meaner, meaner, funnier.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just gonna come out with the one-liners. I'm not gonna say anything that might make me look dumb, you know. Like,
Right.
and then you just kind of cycle through this,
No vulnerability. No questions. Nothing.
right?
Right.
Because I'm stuck here. Because I'm stuck in this. Like, okay, like that's why I've always valued you, like changing your opinion so often.
Which I do.
Like being one guy today, being another guy tomorrow. Like that's brave. That's really brave, you know. And it's like it's not something everyone does, and it's not something everyone feels comfortable doing because it's obviously it's putting yourself out there so much. And for a long time, I couldn't be that person. Like I couldn't be that guy to just kind of like freely express, which is sad, you know. And you look back on it, and it's funny, but it's also equal parts sad. Um, and you know, it just I don't think you're alone in feeling unheard because I felt the same way. Like, you know, in a pigeonholed sort of way, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, not the exact same way, but
No, and similar though. Very similar. I think that's when I had friends, and now I don't have any. So I had, so it's you know, before I felt pigeonholed, and now it goes back to this guy's video that is really, 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 really well done, and I want to share with you sometime. And it's like he puts it in such a way that like anybody can understand. Like he's just like, oh God, what a like, and he's like, dude, you don't have friends. Like you're just basically at this point, you could define whatever your life is basically now. Because when you have friends, they're going to ask for things. They're going to ask for you to be there for this. They're going to ask for you to show up to that party. They're going to ask for you to commit to this. They're going to ask for you to commit to that. And you got to show up. You got to be like this person to them. You got to be this person to them. You got to be this person you're talking about, Gus, like this guy who's got to be like, this pigeonholed guy who, is like, he says the mean thing. He's going to be a shocking thing to get attention. He's Gus, or like he's John. He's crazy. He's crazy John, and it's like, and then you have to perpetuate this thing, right? It's like, but he also says like, basically just with time, now you could define yourself. When you have a few friends or just a few or no friends, you could define who you are. And even though it can be very lonely, it could be freeing in the way that now you could decide the kinds of friends that you're going to have in the future because you're going to start creating the life that you want. But you got to stop thinking about
that's a good way to look at it.
Missing those people, because that's because you got to realize those people weren't making you happy necessarily, and they don't want to be around you. All right, and you could force yourself back into that life and then just go hang out with them and then play Smash all day and be like, all right. Like, dude, like, this is not fun to me, dude. Like, I don't want to just play Smash all day. Like, Smash is fun, and I want to play it a little bit, but I want to just talk, too, and I want to listen to some music, and I want to learn something new. I don't know. I want to talk about something. I don't know. I want to joke around. That's what I want to do the most out of all that stuff. I want to make each other laugh, and I want to learn. Like, I just want this to be interesting to me. I don't know. And, like, that's, like... it's just
it's funny. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's funny you bring up Smash, like playing Smash, knowing that you're gonna go play Smash and do this thing you don't really want to do for very long, but you're gonna do it anyway. To be around people, like sometimes you like debase yourself too, like to be like this guy, that you want to again like perpetuate, like you said,
right?
And like you lose sight of your priorities if you do it
Completely.
too often, and that's not. I don't know. Like, it's just. I think it's hard to keep tabs on yourself. Like, if you're not like reflecting, if you're not meditating, if you're not journaling, if you're not like actively thinking about it,
any kind of reflection,
like, it's work. I know. Yeah, like you said, sweeping the floor. It's boring, but so is wiping your butt in the toilet.
Yeah.
Or brushing your teeth.
Brush your teeth. Let's go with that one.
Like, brushing your teeth. It's work. It's not supposed to be exciting. It's not supposed to be like life affirming. Right in your face. Like, it's work, and like some people like can tolerate work, and some people can't. You know, and I think it's a part of life. Yeah, maintenance. Just if you love yourself, you got to maintain yourself, I guess.
You do. And I think that you won't. I think that it's going to be really hard to reach your whatever potential and maybe meet the goals that you'd like to in life, because life is so short and random, and anything can happen to you randomly that just takes everything away from you in a heartbeat. Everything can be taken away from you. Anything could be taken from any of us in this very moment. We could, there's so many ways. There's so many ways you could just think about that. You know what I mean? And it's like, whatever Stoics say, memento mori. You always remember that you're gonna die. But like, I think it's like, remember that you could die in any way possible. Like, think about all the ways you can die. Because you could die in a lot of ways. And then think about a way everything is just gonna fall apart around you, because it really could. It really could. And it's so. Here's the main thing here for me is that I'm getting better about not being like, I used to be like always saying, like, oh, I have no friends, nobody wants to hang out with me, no one wants to do stuff with me anymore, no one wants to do this, everybody's so wrapped up in their own life, nobody responds to my texts, no one shows up to my things that I schedule, no one shows up to this, no one shows up to that. And I used to be like, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, it's an opportunity to really reflect on who you are and not let those people define who you are. Because if you want to go back to those people, you work hard enough, everybody's going to take you back. They'll take you back. You could do anything with them, and you could be around them, and you could do this, and you could do that. That might not be who you want to be. So let's think about this, because you already have, like, your best friend still picks up the phone, right? You're like, and so it's like, okay, so why am I worrying about having friends? None of them even have a best friend, right? It's like, okay, so, he still picks up the phone. Okay, that's cool. They don't even, so why am I worried about that? You know what I mean? Like, what, they're not even doing anything I'm interested in, right? Like, so, and they're not that interested in me, so what's the point? Right?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, you could take this time to try to be clear. And like you said, like, John, I told you, I work so hard on my texts, right? And I'm like, but people just ignore them all the time. And it's like, yeah, all right, dude, like, what are you doing? Why are you writing to them? They're going to ignore you. Why don't you just write for yourself? And
write for yourself, write for people who care,
right?
Who matter.
Right. Then it's just like, oh. And so, for me, when it comes to, so basically, not having friends is basically an opportunity, and actually removing yourself from more situations is actually an opportunity. And you actually actively have to seek out solitude once in a while. Actively. Once in a while, you have to do it. Kind of periodically. Once in a while is not a good word for that. Weekly at least. Just seek out, just, like, close the screen, close the laptop, and just look outside. Walk outside. Turn off your phone. Walk outside. Just that. Or just, like, let go of everything. And just kind of just see how you're feeling. Check in on yourself for a second, And
yeah, and it's not easy to.
Right. That's a hard second. It's gonna take a hard second to turn everything off. But once you get there, you can maybe get some insight, and then maybe it's hard to stay there, and you'll instantly get something though in that first minute. You can be like, even if
Yeah.
you leave after that first minute, and you're like, I need stimulation, I need stimulation, I need a YouTube video, I need this, I need a song, I need this, I can't handle this, I can't handle the silence. You'll gain something in 1 minute of being mindful of who you are.
Yeah.
And
not just lounging either. Like there's a difference too.
right.
Like I used to think it was like meditation was like primarily rest, and I'd just be like laying down like, oh look, I'm meditating. I'm just like resting my body, resting my mind. But I feel like it's like another step forward, and like no, it's actually more like active thinking than anything. Like
It's
clearing your mind so you can like heighten
right.
where you're at, where you're at, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and like think about. Yeah, go ahead.
It's becoming aware of all your inputs. That's one thing, one way. Like your book says that you got me. Like there's no wrong way to meditate, but like one way is just like being aware of all of your inputs, right? And just like that, and like just kind of just being like, who am I? Just asking that question. Who am I? Am I happy with this the way my life's going? You know, and maybe you could just ask. Like you could journal it. It could doesn't. Maybe it's like very Western. You know, it's like you're journaling, you're writing, you're doing this. You're just like you're writing like this was a hard day for me. I am sad inside. Why am I sad? I do not know why I'm sad. I do not know. I wish I knew, and it's very frustrating not to know. And that's it. And it's like, yeah. So I'm glad now. So basically, to move this, I'm happy now that I have the time to make time to write. And before, I wasn't writing. And I was trying to draw, and I was trying to do this, and I was trying to edit video, and I was trying to do this. But the writing seems to be the thing that is the closest to what I've practiced the most. And so it's really close to almost expressing who I am. It's almost as close. It's not close. I mean, it's not the same as me being, like, maybe talking to someone very close to me who knows who knows me intimately, that I could be very honest with, like a conversation with you or something, right? It's not there yet, but if on the levels, if I leveled everything out, I'm like, drawing is here, right? And then like maybe I can imagine it, but I can't put it to paper, right? I can't put that. But the writing, or like I can imagine a movie or like a video I wanted to make, but I can't really put that to edit. I can't put this like it's all like this, like I can't really, but the writing is like it's something that I've practiced almost because I've thought about language a lot. It's the closest to getting to that, to this really honest form of myself. So
yeah,
that's how I feel about it. It's not there yet though. I'm not like like boom, it's me, you know what I mean? It's like I'm not like a great writer, but it's the closest medium I found right now to be able to do that. I think the only other medium that's come close is when those lightning in a bottle moments when we're like I think the only other time is like when I'm like able to work on my screaming technique or anything like that. I think that's the closest. That's the only other time. Like that's me. That's the screaming when I can get that right, which is like kind of like writing like when I get that right, and then the writing is still a little bit higher, but it's like sometimes it's like a little bit more. It feels like me, but both of those feel close to me. But one is like I need a whole band behind me to do, right? And I need all this stuff to do, and I could do this, and I'm still like not, my technique isn't perfect, and this I don't need anybody to do. So, the both are related. It's probably why you're writing and then you're making a EP. So there you go.
Yeah. It's all like it all goes hand in hand.
That's the same thing as you, Gus. It's the same thing as you. It's literally we're more the same than different. That's what it is.
Yeah, I didn't realize you like practice screaming that often.
Just in the car.
Like,
yeah.
That's
every time.
Who cares where you are?
But yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool. I don't know how to scream.
Yeah, I mean I learned some techniques, but I'm not good at it. But I've tried my best, and so yeah, it feels like it expresses who I am. So that feels close to who I am. I
liked it a lot in the song we recorded in my garage.
I liked it a lot when we performed it. That's when I was like, that's the closest to who I was. and getting and
Yeah.
the sound I was going for. Like, yeah. So if we do that flam again, like, and we're able to get a full band behind, and we're just making like hardcore tracks, hardcore noise rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. That's really what it is. I enjoy kind of singing. I do enjoy singing, and singing is it can express, but the scream is
Mm.
very intimate because it feels like not many people, because I don't know, it's so shocking. It's just like, what is happening there? Like I could, like I'm not I don't know where I am singing wise, but I'm able to like I'm not afraid to do it. That's where I am with it. Um, I'm not afraid of talking in like I'm afraid of talking in public, but I could talk in public. I'm able to use my vocal cords to make sounds, right? Right, and I feel like I can express myself pretty well in some ways, with it, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you're good at it.
so, thank you. I appreciate that. But it's just I'm not I'm not a good instrument player, and so it really hampers me. Like I really do need a band. Like I'm really bad at instruments, and my carpal tunnel just makes it worse. But my brain also makes it really bad. But yeah, so I feel like writing is what you don't need anybody to do. It's the easiest thing to go to, and also it's also really hard. But at the same time, it's the easiest medium to just snap to. It's just like boom. It's like you don't have to make a
Yeah.
television show. You don't have to make a movie. You could just boom, jump into it.
You don't have to draw anything.
Nothing.
You don't have to like perform anything.
Nothing.
Yeah, it takes very little resources out of you. Very, very little. Virtually none.
It takes
Just like
it
have
takes pen and paper or a computer to type on or a typewriter. Anything
Yeah,
where you could write
and
words to put words down, and then you could do it.
pen, paper, and a functioning brain.
Right.
You know, like that's it. I don't know. Yeah, it's just you should try writing something like for Nano Reno. Yeah, now that you're saying it out loud, now that I'm hearing it,
Mm-hmm.
it like makes more sense. Like,
Oh, I have been writing. Yeah, I think okay, I don't even need to look at it because I've been tracking. I'm at like 7,000 words so far. So
wow,
yeah, and that's
you
in the
start
past
Nano pretty early.
3 weeks, just trying to write and stuff, and taking notes and stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, I told you actually a little bit back that I said that I spent some time writing, and I was like, oh, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to write a little bit here and there. I was like, I felt good. I had a little bit of writing today. But yeah, I wish I started sooner, but I didn't. So whatever.
Yeah, you like get it out of you too.
Yes.
Like in the way like
That's it.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah. It's just it feels like less crazy sometimes. Like it feels like I don't know. Yeah, you just get it out. Like you get whether it's happiness, ugliness, whatever. Like it's just now it's here too. Like now it's like on this other plane of existence.
Right.
Like I don't know. Yeah,
It
it
could
helps. I think.
It can be really, 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 really freaking hard to get yourself to do it sometimes. It can be really hard for me. And then sometimes once I get into it, it's super easiest pie to get into, and easiest like I'll just go crazy, and then sometimes it's just like block, and then you could be stuck.
Easiest pie is how it works.
And then so sometimes it's super easy, sometimes it's not, but it's at least it's working towards like communicating better, and so that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
What helps me is like to just write one sentence, like to start that way, like frame it that way, like not set any expectations for anything, like length or whatever,
One sentence is good.
and just like just write one sentence. And oftentimes I find myself like if I force myself to just eke out one sentence, like I'll have like 3 other things I want to add to it, and I'll just like okay, like it helps get me going. Like I don't like beat myself up for like not having more to say or whatever, or like sometimes I don't know. Just it's not good to force it, but like a little shove in the right direction can go a long way. I think to like
Agreed.
get momentum going.
Agreed. 100%.
And
Sentence method. I like that.
try it. Yeah, I mean, maybe it doesn't work. Whatever.
It's not
but
quite dreamy method, but it's sentence method, and I like it. I like it. Blonde Gus. It's sentence. I'm gonna try. I'm actually gonna try that because it's not hard to try. Why not write one sentence? And
one
then
sentence, right?
So
you do that all the time. You text me one sentence. You text me a couple sentences.
right, exactly, done.
Like
Easy.
all right.
That's true. And so what I've been trying to do, like that has been kind of working, kind of not. Like sometimes I just don't set it because like you know how I set the timers when I do my work. Like I set a timer. Like I use timers a lot to like get through stuff, Pomodoros, whatever. So what I do is I set a 5-minute timer, and I was like, I can do nothing but write for 5 minutes, and then that's one way that kind of works, but still I have to set that timer, right? So that's still a little like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But if I do that, it does get the momentum going, and
it's like when we play. Not to cut you off, but it's like
you're not
us in the park. Like when we
yes.
played.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Same exact thing.
But for some reason, I'm unable to listen to, like, okay, maybe I can. If I work at it, I can sometimes. But it's actually harder for me to listen to music while I do it, or listen or have external inputs. I actually need to cut down as many inputs as possible. Sometimes I've actually, this is really funny. So I've been sitting in this room, right? And it changes to nighttime outside, right? And I'll be sitting here in the dark, and I use this program called Darkroom, which I actually learned from Joe Rogan. And it's like the super nobody uses it. Nobody, I don't. It's some freeware program that like not that many people use. It's like some random free that what it does is it's full screen and it just looks like a terminal, but it's a word processor, right? You can just type, right? And it just blocks out everything, and so it's like it's black and green. And so that'll happen. And so what's been happening the past couple days is that my wife opens the door to this room and just sees me in the dark, like going like and I'm literally like this, and I'm really into it because I get so locked into it, and I like the limited inputs, and I'm not listening to music, dude. I'm not doing anything. I'm just going because I need as much brain power to like just go. It's really funny, actually. It actually really helps it because that's why I feel like I'm more creative at nighttime because there's so little inputs, and I get distracted so easily. So I'm just like,
can you send it to me?
Like this? What?
Send it to me.
What?
You know that website you go on where you do that.
Oh, that app, Darkroom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. I love it. I've been trying to get myself off it, and I was like, I don't think I could stop using this program. I'm a little addicted to it. Because it's like he's right. He really turned down the inputs. He talks about writing a lot actually, because he says that's the most important part of like comedy is like just writing and stuff. And it's like making sure that tightening up jokes and stuff and like writing jokes. And he's like that's the hardest part as well, is writing. And then I'm like I was like talking about writing. I don't want to write. I don't want to write anything. Writing. I want to perform everything. I can't remember anything. What am I gonna perform? You know what I mean? Like, I can't remember anything. I'm distracted easily. I can't remember anything. What am I going to perform? Stop it. Just go write something, all right? Maybe you'll come up with something that's worth sharing. Probably not. But, like...
I mean, I still... Again, not to cut you off, but,
you're not.
Like, that time you did stand-up at that comic book convention we went to.
Right.
Like, you... Literally, as we were waiting to go on stage, you were just writing down, like you're just jotting down jokes.
They all got messed up.
Sitting there,
right?
Oh yeah,
they got messed up. My hands,
yeah.
I touched my hands, and then they all got the ink just bled all over my hands, and then everything was gone. I did write everything though. Yeah.
But at least it gave you an idea of what you were gonna go up and say, you know, and you came up with it on the spot. I don't give you enough praise for that. That's like crazy, and like you pulled it off, and we won like third place.
I know.
Like it's just I don't know. That's a lot of skill that you don't realize you have. Like
Right.
just some innate, some learned, but like that's what's cool about like just writing things out. Like you're actually more talented than you realize, I think. Like
Who,
that's
me,
cool.
or in general, and humans?
Well, you, but I mean, maybe it doesn't apply to everyone.
um, so I did come up. So like, what happens is inspiration strikes me doing normal stuff, like all the time, of like what I should be doing and all that stuff, and like so I'll think of things, and I didn't have a smartphone back then, right? So I would just keep a list in my head, and I'd keep trying to remember it, and like I would repeat those things to me a lot, those like taglines to help me start. I don't know if they're called
Hmm.
taglines. And then that's what I was writing down. I was writing down these jokes that I had been thinking about, these inspiration, and now with the smartphone, this is when the smartphone comes in handy. I get inspired all the time when I'm outside, when I'm not writing, all the time. Right, and that's why actually it's important to live a life. They always say this about comedy, like it's actually more interesting when you have a life and you do other things, and then you have more to say, rather than you're just a road
Hmm.
comedian and you like. It's just like people who are just writers. It's like, what does that mean? You're just a writer, like you're just write things, like like it's like, what do you do? Just talk? Like what are you gonna talk about, dude? Like there's nothing to say. All right.
Yeah.
So so now even more like this is something that I've realized this week, even because I've been writing for only such a short time. I told you I've only got like 7,000 some words or whatever, everything. So I've only been writing for maybe like two and a half weeks now. Maybe three,
Hmm.
maybe three, maybe three. I'll go back a month if possible. Like I started thinking about
Okay.
it, right? Um, and it's like it hits me while I'm just doing anything. Doing so. Actually, that's why it's like almost important for me to cut off and just go and be a person, and like so like and then go back to it. But it's important to have that, like, maybe just hour of writing time a day or something. But like, and then go do stuff. Actually, this is actually helping me solidify that in my mind, because it's like
Yeah.
because I'm saying it out loud and I'm realizing more and more that I need to cut off more often and go do things and be a human.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
what do you mean you just talk?
When you just sit there and think about things. Yeah. It's true. You need experiences.
You do.
Like if you're not putting yourself out there, what do you have to say? What do you
Yeah,
have to offer?
what do you think?
Like what do you know?
Like, what? Imagine Hunter S. Thompson was just sitting in his room. Honestly, it'd be pretty funny, probably. It might be better. But the reason he's so interesting to people is that he's doing all this stuff. He's like, I'm jumping around, guys. I'm jumping around. I'm here. I'm there. I should have been interviewing the president. Or no. I should have been interviewing Muhammad Ali today. They gave me a spot, but I didn't. I'm in the pool. That happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. And then it's like okay, dude. Well, you didn't get to go. You know how much more interesting it would have been if you went, dude. Like more than anything you've ever written. First of all, I've had no inclination to read Hunter S. Thompson. Only the fact that the song "Backcountry" is about that book, and then you told me it wasn't that interesting. And so I was like, I have no interest. But if you talked about Muhammad Ali, like I'm interested in the mindset of elite athletes. So I don't know, someone who's able to clobber anyone, and he's heavyweight champ of the world. I don't know. I'm interested in that mindset. That helps me. Like that's what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in you just messing around with your friends. I could talk to a bunch of mess up people in my life and find out that. So go talk to Muhammad Ali. But then he was like in the pool, like, I'm crazy. I love the crazies. Like, dude, how about someone? No. And so you want to hear these people talk to people that are interesting, right? And that's why nobody goes to Rogan to listen to him monologue. Everybody's like, shut up, dude. Like, let the other guy talk, right? But
Yeah.
sometimes everybody's obviously interested in what he has to say as well as me. But like, you're interested in what other people have to say, and you're interested in the interaction of the two, right? And that's really the interesting thing, right? That's why, like, they always say with a story, you got to have some sort of conflict, right? Maybe and that word can mean a lot of things, right? But you have to have some sort of conflict, right? But maybe that just means you just have to have an interaction with two things, and maybe and just see what happens. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Look, who would have thought that a format like that would like work so well? Like, okay, like
It's perfect.
unfiltered, unedited, 2 to 3 hour segments, like, or more sometimes,
Right.
and like, just, you know, you. I don't know. Yeah, it's cool. I like that we're moving in a different direction.
It's more in that punk direction that you talk about all the time than not in that punk direction, Gus.
Yeah, it's just throwing a camera on and having a conversation.
Right.
You're not going and editing it for television.
He's editing real time. You have Jamie editing in real time. Before they just had the camera still, like in the early. Remember those early Rogans, right? And then now you have Jamie doing the quick edits, like I'm doing right now for us, like going back and forth, because you want that person to fill the frame. That kind of talks about the minimum you need for cinematography. You need 3 chords. Maybe you just need one person on frame, right? And you need to center the eyes, and maybe that's it. Dude, I watched our last thing. It was really good, dude.
It was funny. I watched I didn't watch the whole thing, but I skipped around, and it was awesome.
It was awesome.
It was like the most engaging we've probably ever done. This.
Ever done.
Think. Yeah.
I think it's been I think it's the best, one of the best streams that me and you have ever done. Period. I think it's period. Yeah, it was the height of that. It's like, and I think just the change of camera is like just that little effort. It's like, can you just add one more chord? All right, and then you add that one more chord, and you're like, we're onto something here. It's like, it's like maybe if we just added a drummer to our music, you know what I mean? It's like that one thing. Maybe it's a big thing, but that one little thing to get that raw bass line, maybe our music would hit that next level. You know what I mean? Or maybe we just need a guitarist, or maybe we just need one other musician to play with us, right? And that's what happened with our song. It needed that one other artist, and that it went to completely different territory once it got that one thing it needed to get there. It's like just became that tri-piece, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So funny.
It's cool. That's what's good to just try things. Yeah,
yes, agreed.
Forget your switch. Try things on purpose.
Exactly. It is. Forget your switch. Forget this, and just kind of experiment, and then just find out what works. And now we found out this kind of format is it works a little better, and maybe we could find something else that works better, and we could still experiment with that idea. But right now it seems to be working. It's fine, and we could kind of get used to this. I feel like this was I feel like last podcast was an epiphany, dude. And I had been thinking for months about just changing the camera back and forth. Months, Gus, about how it the fact that when I watch other things, because I love 60 Minutes, dude. I love 60 Minutes. I say that's probably my favorite television show ever. I don't know. I love it, dude. It's a documentary in an hour, and I didn't realize how much I loved it until I rewatched it as an adult. And I used to watch it all the time when I was growing up with my mom, and it's that interview. It's that interview, and they change the cameras, and they light the eyes really well, and the cinematography is excellent, and they don't put names at the bottoms when people talk. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's really very, very this person's talking. There's no graphics or anything like that. Nothing like that. They'll use graphics to explain something.
You're making me want to watch an episode.
Oh, it's so good, dude. It's so good. I could watch it. Oh, man. I literally could watch 60 Minutes I literally love 60 Minutes. It's so weird. It's a weird thing to say. I love it so much, dude. And I remember one of my favorite 60 Minutes episodes was Anderson Cooper. He goes to this poor part of Africa, right? And there's these guys, and they're in a prison, right? But they win a Grammy, all right? They won a Grammy because they had been making these sounds, but an American guy or a British guy had gone there to record the music that these guys make in this prison with nothing.
Oh.
Okay. And Anderson Cooper's there hanging out with them, right? And he's showing the recording process, and this thing won a Grammy, dude, right? And and the guy looks at Anderson Cooper, right? One of the guys who plays the music, and the music sounds great. It's awesome. It's really well, it's how are these guys? They're so talented, right? And they deserved it, right? And they're in prison, dude. They're in prison, okay? They're in just prison, and they're super poor. They don't have anything. So this guy goes in, records everything professionally, right? as professionally as possible out there, right? With like portable equipment. You know how hard that can be. Both of us know that, right? We probably
Yeah.
don't know how hard that can be actually, right? Like it's harder than we had, but probably more than some people would who don't think about recording ever, right? Okay, so he goes to
Yeah.
the Anderson Cooper is hanging out, right? And this guy looks at him, right? And he's like, he's one of the singers or one of the guys who plays guitar or something, some instruments, or he's one of the musicians, not one of the not the guy who recorded everything, who's like really the genius. Like without him, he's like he expressed allowed these people to express themselves to the world, right? So they're still in prison, right? And so he talks to one guy and he says to Anderson Cooper says like, so you won a Grammy, how does that make you feel? And the guy says, does it have anything inside it? Anderson Cooper says no. Anderson Cooper starts laughing, right? Or a little bit. And the guy goes, is there food? Does it have food in it? Does the Grammy have food? And Anderson Cooper says, no, it doesn't have any food in it. He starts to laugh. He's like, okay. There must be money in it. This must be money, right? Right? And Anderson Cooper just can't stop laughing, dude, right? And he's like, no, there's no money in it. It's just a thing. He's like, I don't get it. It means nothing to me. Oh God, I love that show.
That's funny.
It's so.
It's true though. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like a trophy, right? Like, okay, go.
Does that have any money? Does that have food?
Like, get me out of here, right? Like, how about that?
How about that? He just starts laughing. The musician starts laughing about it. He's like, this is ridiculous. He's like, why do you guys value this thing so much? He's like, laughing. Oh man. That's why I'll never stop loving moments like that. That's like that's why I'll always love comedy. I'll always love it. I love interesting things, but I love comedy, right? But like I don't always actively seek it out because some of it can be like really stupid. But when you find it in those kinds of places that are really interesting, like a 60 Minutes episode, then you're like, dude, that's real, dude. That's real. This guy just thinks that we're so stupid.
How does he win a Grammy though? Like he just recorded a song and won a Grammy for a single?
No, they made an album, dude. This American or British guy went there with like recording equipment, recorded them out there at the prison, found out that they were doing all this stuff, put it all together, obviously put all the tracks together, mastered it, all the stuff, recording stuff, Gus. So he did all the work for them, and then he put it out, and he said, "This is the sounds of this prison," and that's it. And then it won a Grammy, and he's like, "What is this?" He's like, "What is this?" He's like, "Is there something inside it?" No. There's nothing. That was 60 Minutes. See, moments like that happen on 60 Minutes because it's so real. It's like very like they're just sitting down and they're like just asking questions, and they're just like, oh, it's very like it's like a really high quality. It's like, yeah. And like you'll always get great content because they're just like editing it carefully. They'll not edit people's conversations. If they're having a back and forth, they'll leave it in there as is, and they'll let people breathe, and they're very personal, and they really focus on the eyes. Go for the eyes.
That's good.
Yeah, and the eyes really pop on that show. Like anybody's eye color like pops like crazy, like more than any show that you've ever seen, and I think it's important because people lock into eyes and stuff.
Yeah. So how do you compare 60 Minutes to Hot Ones? Right? Are they like on equal terms? Is it like the same thing, kind of?
I do not watch Hot Ones.
Oh.
I've watched a couple, but I do not. And yeah, I don't know. Get a scientist on there and then make him and make him eat a bunch of hot wings, and maybe that'd be funny.
That would be funny, right?
Yeah, just get like I don't know. Get like somebody, I don't know. Get a historian on there and just put be like, tell me everything you know about the like just starts naming presidents randomly, like second president, fifth president, third president, right? And he's like, I can't. This is, and they have a lot of celebrities, and that's cool, and I get that, and I'm being nice because I'm being nice to them. They're corporations. First we feast, respect.
Yeah.
Respect what you guys do. You guys like celebrities a lot, and I'm sure that they have people who are not as well. But, to me, it's not. It's completely different. One, you're learning a lot about like a lot of different topics. It's so educational, dude. You learn so much by watching that, and like it helps you. Like I feel like I wait for a 60 minutes to break down like what's happening in the news for me to really understand it, because I'm like, I don't really understand the 24/7 news cycle as well, because I can't. My brain is just not geared for those inputs. But when I watch a 60 minutes episode, I'm just like, oh, it helps understand things from a human perspective, and just because you have a person explaining it. It's like a really 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 good Rogan episode. That's what it is. It's like a really great like, imagine if it was like this was done at the max level. It's like, this is metal, this is metal, and then Rogan is like kind of like punk, and that's it.
It's only like one episode a week, or like
that's it.
What it was.
That's it. And they go on hiatuses and breaks and stuff because it takes really long to do the stories that people spend like months out. Oprah's on it. She's one of the one of the journalists. Anderson Cooper. They have like great, and she does a great job. She went to a prison too. That was a good episode where she goes to a prison to talk to people. You're like, Oprah's in prison.
Oh, that's cool.
Just getting to know people, like just doing this, doing that. Yeah. Yeah.
She's like Bob Hope, right? Bob Hope used to go around
performing. Before he performed in prisons, right?
Oh.
No, but her interview style, like, she was really good. Her segments are awesome when she's on there. But they don't have the same ones every week because sometimes, they're not like they take so long to work on their assignments.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love 60 Minutes.
Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna. What's your favorite one? Then I'll watch that one. It's been like, I'm trying to remember. What?
Any episode. Definitely watch the episode where he.
Any
period. Okay. Hope for Anderson Cooper to be on there, because that guy, he blows it out of the water, dude. Like, he's on there a lot of the time because all that guy does is work. That guy does not do anything but work. He doesn't vacation. He doesn't do anything. And he just works his life away. But oh my god, the episode where they went to, what's that super rich island in Europe where the ultra rich go, and there was an actress who married into who married into this family, and she's American, and she became princess of this island. And it's like a really rich island. You'd know it right away if I said it. And
like Polynesian islands?
No. I said Europe. Right? But it's a super rich European island, and Anderson Cooper goes there, and it's like this weird thing because it's ultra rich. It's like one of the richest countries in the world, and
wow.
It's still monarchy, and they and everybody who lives there is just of the utmost wealth, and you just see. So he's been to like a prison, poverty prison, to like there, and then but both sides are super fascinating. It's just crazy.
That's cool.
So crazy. He's so good. His segments are good, but everybody's is really good. Anything that
I gotta watch one.
Leslie Stahl, like, she does really good job. Yeah, she does. I know. Yeah, Bill Whitaker. He's pretty solid. He's pretty good. Scott Pelley. He's also very good. I don't know if that's a person.
Okay.
I might have just made that name up.
Scott Pelley.
I think it's him. That's his name. He does a really good job too. There's another segment about how. So basically, there's there's one tower in San Francisco. So basically, San Francisco is sinking, apparently. And so the tower, it's the tallest.
I heard that, yeah.
The tallest tower it's the tallest tower in San Francisco, and it's sinking into the ground, right? So it started to tilt, but it's the tallest tower, and it's the most expensive apartment tower in San Francisco. So people have bought these floors, but there's cracks that are running through the entire building from top to bottom. And you can see these foundation. They show these shots of the foundation, and you see the foundational, like whatever those are called, girders, and they're starting to warp and crack. And people are like, Dude, and the people in the city are angry. They're like, dude, like you just built the biggest tower, but you didn't build a foundation strong enough to match the fact that our city is sinking. And so these ultra rich people are like, I don't, like we're trying, and they talk about, and so it's interesting because then you have all these these civil engineers on the episode talking about like, yo, we're trying to figure out what to do. Like I'm trying my best, like figuring this out. Like it's like we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna dig, and they show these graphs or like these infographics or whatever of like the Earth, and there's like we have to dig into the Earth's crust, and then we have to go here, and they're like, and it's like we have to dig deeper, and then we have to kind of like move it.
That's insane.
It's
Jesus.
insane.
Like the topography is like changing like every year. It feels like especially on the West Coast.
Right.
It's like crazy.
Yeah, they don't have any water, dude. I don't know in the desert part.
I know.
Yeah. Everybody wants to move there. Oh, the weather's perfect.
Yeah.
You don't got water, dude.
Yeah.
That's the whole. Do you ever see the
It's
movie
like on
Chinatown?
fire.
You ever see that movie Chinatown? Jack Nicholson.
No.
That whole movie is about how like it. I don't really understand it, but he's investigating a murder, but it has to do with how there's a pipe. There's one pipe that the citizens of LA rely on for water, and it's like one of the main pipes they rely on for water because they're in a desert, and it's like, dude, there's no water. There's not enough water here. And it's like they water ration, out there. They care for their lawns and stuff. People have stones instead of lawns, and you're like, all right, we may get wizards, but we got water, dude. I gotta live. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to move out there.
Yeah, no, 60 minutes is one of a kind greatness, and it's very influential. I feel like on me just wanting to do the screen change, which you can't even see me doing, but because
I don't see it.
Yeah, no. But the point was not for you to do that. It's just to be able for you to focus on seeing my face and my reactions to you. But yeah, I think it helped me define that this is important, and
it's that third chord.
It's that third chord.
Yeah. What? I'm on the phone. What's up?
Hey, huh?
Speakers? What speakers?
No.
You have it. I've been lending it to you. I don't have it. It's not in here. Oh, I gotta pee really bad.
Yeah, we're about done anyway.
Look. I drank all this.
Me too. Empty. I drank it from top to bottom too. This is, how many liters did you drink?
32 ounces, 1,000 milliliters.
25.
Wow. 25 ounces?
25 ounces, yeah. This bottle is awesome, dude. I literally bought this once from insert convenience store name, and I bought 2 of them, and that's it. I'm able to use it's a water bottle. It literally says on the bottom refillable.
Water only. No funny business. Don't put anything else in there.
Yeah, don't talk about that stuff. No, but I think that
like soda.
Like soda. Like soda. I think that it kind of goes to none of those things. Like an interview is not interesting, right? Unless you've done something, right? Unless you have some thoughts, right? And if you might not have any thoughts, an interview or writing, I think this is actually a form of communicating to others, similar to how writing is. Doing this, what we do right now.
Yeah, it's probably the easiest, I would argue, I think.
I'd say the easy, because we practice it the most, right? And
yeah.
And it's natural. It's also natural, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what's led to that format becoming so popular, and just dominating that space, and why it's been so popular. Even in a show that's as old as 60 Minutes, it's just people just asking questions and listening to them, and then you could learn, and how much you gain from that. And they write out the stories. I know that they edit it and they put it together, and like, you know what I mean, like that's a form of writing and editing and drafting and stuff. But just that communication and how much you learn from that, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's
That'll never get old.
No, it should
No.
never get old. I think this and writing, you know what I mean, is just, yeah, it's interesting.
Timeless.
It's timeless. It's timeless. I wanted to say
Even if the language changes.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah. Even if the language changes.
That's it. That was a complete thought.
Yeah, it still means something to write. No, to talk and just like not have. Yeah, you know, and the thing is that maybe nobody will listen to this, right? Maybe not, but we've learned something about each other by doing this, and that's good, right? Maybe
Yeah.
somebody could take advantage of this, but maybe we'll go out later and we're gonna write something, and that is gonna be much easier for someone to comprehend, like you said, reading that book.
Yeah.
Flip the page,
Definitely.
right? And like, that'll be good. So, yeah. Thanks for.
Yeah. All that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All that matters is this connection. Like, that's what sells it. And if there isn't this, then who cares?
Yeah.
So-
Who cares?
That's like priority number one for me.
I agree. It's like, what else matters? I don't know. It's like nothing really.
Yeah.
Yeah. People matter. The people who matter, but people who don't want to matter. Yeah. And then other people who don't care about you, or don't listen to you, don't let you express yourself. Just honestly, people were never wrong about those. Cut those people out of your life. They're never been more right.
Yeah.
All right, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Let's,
I've been holding it.
Let's have a conversation that's not recorded and posted online somewhere, sometime this week. And
Yeah, I'll call you tomorrow.
all right, dude.
Call me tomorrow.
I'll call you. Yeah, and let me know if you do watch a 60 Minutes episode, because I think you'd get a lot out of it, because it's great.
Okay.
They offer like a couple like of the recent ones for free online on the website, and that is all. We will stop
Okay.
streaming. All right.
Okay.
Hold